Praise the Lord, 762 is back on the battlefield. What's going on, guys? This is Empty Box, and yes, 762 is back in the game. Feels so good, does it not? Does it not feel so good to have a manly caliber instead of that 5.56 crap or 762 by 51 that's just weak sauce? Because it was weak sauce, honestly. This balance would give you basically no more applicationable damage and give you double the recoil. And 20 round magazines. Yeah! Whoever thought that was balanced should shut up and just go die and not balance Battlefield ever again. Of course, these guns, the 7.62 by 51 ammo type, got buffed considerably, going from a 4-shot kill to a 3-shot kill, which was what it was originally. And definitely makes these guns more useful by a long margin. And honestly, that makes it so much more fun because it adds a whole new dynamic back into the game, and that is the fire selector, which is something that you rarely ever use in Battlefield, but on the heavier caliber guns, such as the Scar H and the G3, you definitely need to work that thing over now. You need to be aware, and you'll actually see me here when I die on this spawn is largely because I just lost awareness of where I was in semi-auto or full auto and just caused a total fail. But that is a good thing about this patch, and this is of course post-patch gameplay. It's very, very fun. I enjoy having a manly weapon rather than freaking bullet spamming M4s and M16s and AEKs, and I enjoy a weapon that hits harder. That's my style. I like hard-hitting weapons with more recoil. Quite frankly, I'd want even more recoil in this game. It's just quadruple all the recoil, make everything basically semi-auto. That'd be fine by me. And yeah. Anyways, the patch is kind of interesting though. The first night I played it, I was like, oh my god, this is absolutely terrible. This is a complete step backwards. It's about 10 steps backwards all at once. First thing I did when the patch released is I went into Operation Metro, which you guys know I hate if you watch my videos, and just saw what was happening. And basically what that became was, this was on a 32-man server, by the way, was basically nothing but bipod camping the stairways. It actually went from, 16 versus 16, all fighting over the same stairways, just spamming bullets and spamming bullets and spamming bullets and spamming bullets, to everybody was prone with an LMG, and it was like this, I don't want to call it tactical because it really wasn't tactical, and on a map with 3 flank routes, you can't really be tactical because pretty much everything is going to be covered. But at the same time, it definitely had a different pace, but again, the bipod did get buffed considerably. I have been seeing a lot more support players. I'm not sure why they thought they needed to buff the bipod, seeing how the bipod was pretty freaking awesome to begin with. The only big problem was just the bipod deployment being so garbage. Half the time you'd get up to something that you thought you could bipod on and you couldn't, and then you'd get to something that you could bipod on that you didn't think you could. Or it was just really confusing, really goofy. The sped up animation is nice, of course, because that does kind of negate that if, you suddenly end up bipoding. But half the problem was the bipod was just simply, like I said, the deployment and the fact that, sometimes it'd just be a little bit goofy. You had to actually learn to use the bipod effectively, because sometimes, when you didn't want to bipod out, you would bipod out automatically, and you needed to learn how to work around that, which I don't think many players did, because I think pretty much everyone just went straight to the grip once they got it and said goodbye to the bipod. But the bipod was perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. The other big change was, of course, the suppression system. It's hilarious. Quite frankly, there's several times where it's just like, oh hey, I'm getting shot at. I don't know where from. So you just turn around, fire in the general direction, and just suppress them, and they can't hit you after you suppress them. Before in Battlefield 3, the suppression system was there, but it did absolutely nothing, really. It was just like, ooh, the edges of my screen are blurry, ooh. But now it's like, oh, but the edges of my screen are blurry, and I can't hit anything past 5 feet for whatever reason, suddenly. Okay. You know, I understand, you know, it's more realistic, but Battlefield 3 is not a realistic game. Battlefield has never been a realistic game, and the sole fact that you know, it's a video game. There was an instance where I was playing on Grand Bazaar down the long side street, not the alleyway, not the street with the junction flag at the end, the one with the highway flag. From one end of that road to the other, I picked a sniper off with an M16 with a 4X in single shot when he had an M98, and I know he's not a terrible player or anything. And I was standing still the whole time. He literally just could not hit me, despite the fact that, you know, he had me completely dead to rights there, you know. For whatever reason, you know, I took like 10-15 shots in semi-auto and just suppressed the crap out of him, and he couldn't hit me. He literally could not hit me. I could hear his shots hitting like all around me and flying around me, but he could not hit me while I was standing still because I was just flinging bullets at him blindly, and he eventually ended up getting killed because I hit more bullets. You know, it's not that hard when a guy can't hit you for whatever reason. Even playing recon, after that I switched over. I'm like, whoa, 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 what's happening here? What's happening here? I gotta see for myself. And it is that same thing. It's like as soon as you get suppressed, as you know, when you're playing with a rifle, you're just done. You really are just done, it seems like, which kind of defeats the whole purpose, because quite frankly, these maps are not big enough to support that type of action, because honestly, all you gotta do is just fling bullets and you can't get sniped. That's kind of hilarious. But I don't know. I don't see myself playing much recon anymore because that class really just is a total fail. Although they supposedly did make the deployment of the radio beacon and the tugs a lot easier, which I did see a little bit of, but you know, you'll never notice it until you I guess you go back and you see how terrible it was to deploy, which is definitely a welcome change, because quite frankly I would use the tugs, but the problem with the tugs was the fact that half the time I got killed trying to place the tugs because, oh hey, my tugs is red, because I have to be on a perfectly flat surface, otherwise this thing will tip over and roll downhill, and that's $3,500 worth of US government technology gone. So that's that. That's a completely random story. Yeah, the 7.62, I just love it. I love it so much, man. I do think they are going to need more recoil, though, but I think I've already said that and already covered that. I don't know, this is my second chance at this commentary. I'm not sure what I already covered or didn't cover in this one, but the good thing, the repair tool significantly more balanced, and Battlefield 3 spawn system significantly still broken. Yeah, where'd that guy come from? Wait, whoa, 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 whoa! Guys spawning in the corner behind boxes. What the deuce? What the deuce? Or was that guy just sitting in that corner the whole time? I hope he wasn't sitting in the corner the whole time. I'm pretty sure he spawned there, because I think actually here on this spawn, a guy's literally going to spawn in that same building right in front of me, and I'm like, what? Yeah, Battlefield 3 spawn system still absolutely terrible. The patch did absolutely nothing to rectify that, and yeah, that's pretty big fail, because that's that. But no, the repair tool is significantly less. You know, holy what? Hey, whoa! You're a U.S. guy. I need to shoot you. But the anyways, I keep losing my train of thought here as I'm in this little building that's just like a complete crapshoot. But no, the repair tool is significantly less cheap. Great change, because honestly it makes tanking less of, oh hey, I can just sponge 15 RPGs because I have my little pal just sitting there with his repair tool that basically has no cooldown until, you know, I spend like 5 minutes repairing this thing. Great change. Definitely, I think, will help put more skill back in tanking, although I think that is nothing more than a band-aid, because honestly, I don't know what they were thinking, but thermal optics and a canister shell, still broken. I don't understand the concept behind being able to fire your main cannon, then instantly switch over to a canister shell shotgun that will one-shot, you know, kill infantry from a mile away with just one little pellet when you have a shotgun, basically. And then you can switch back over to your main cannon. It's like, if this is supposed to be like a different type of shell firing out of the main cannon, how can I instantly, like, oh hey, that's no longer a high explosive anti-tank shell in my cannon, it's now a cancer shell because I said so. And get ready for the coolest double kill I will ever pull off here. I do believe this is totally awesome. This is totally awesome if this is the piece I'm thinking about. Come on, come on! Oh yeah! That was awesome. I was like, yeah! Yeah, the game definitely took on a different pace, different style with the changing the suppression system and bipod. The game is a lot lower to the ground. There's a lot more prone people, a lot more support players, but I don't know. First game session I played with that, I was like, kill it with fire. Second one, I was like, well, maybe this ain't too bad. I don't know. I actually had fun playing this session, which is something that I really hadn't had much of playing Battlefield 3 for the last, 2-3 weeks, but that's that. I don't think there's really anything else that I need to cover, and I think the game's ending up way up to the end. And yes, in that middle section, all it ended up being was a giant spawn rape fest because, well, if your team is too terrible to push out of their own spawn, you deserve the quote-unquote spawn rape, and that ain't spawn rape. That ain't spawn camping or anything. When you have no flags, that is called your team sucks. Beatings will continue until morale improves. So, that's that, and, yeah, I'm going to shut up here and let the video finish up, and there should only be like two more minutes left of doing that, so, alright, bye.